Luke, and obviously their performance tonight. I thought our guys, coming off the bye week, I thought coming to this game, we're prepared, we're ready. I was excited to see them play, and I am grateful for the fight that they showed throughout that game. They battled, obviously turned the ball over 4 times, missed opportunities, drop balls, the penalties, some critical penalties that showed up, all things that led to the result tonight. And the emphasis, the work, the thing that's being poured in. I just wanted so bad for these guys for it to show up, in our overall execution. And it's unfortunate that we left plays out there, and that some of the mistakes that were made. Because I truly believe that this team was ready to go out and and play at a very high level. I thought defensively, we definitely battled. We faced some tough situations. Obviously, 17 points off turnovers in very, very short fields. Those guys, they poured a lot into it. I think when you look offensively, every time we seem to get a jump or a play, there'd be a setback from either a missed opportunity there in the with the pass that being dropped, or we got pressure, or ultimately weren't able to execute. Obviously we had a couple drives where ending in the fumbles that we just absolutely can't have, and weren't good enough on third downs offensively. Obviously that hurt us. Special teams, so I thought really did a nice job. We had the kickoff return for a touchdown was big. I was proud of Sam and that whole unit for being able to make that happen. I think we got the block punt there earlier. We did have the one mishap on the field goal, but obviously I thought Ryan came out and did a great job with things that he could do, and you were able to flip the field there when we had to punt the football. But some penalties that hurt us, and things that we just got to be better, and make sure that we're controlling things that we can control, and that's what we absolutely have to continue to improve.
Questions?
Mike, what did you overall the quarterback play? What did you see from Luke? What did you see from Brock? I assume it's obviously going to be something you examine and analyze over the course of the next 5 games, no matter what.
Yeah, I was proud of the way that Brock responded. Obviously the game didn't start very well for him. With the turnovers, Luke came in. I thought he handled himself, managed things well. I was excited to see him. Make some good decisions. Sometimes he had to utilize his legs to extend plays. I'm excited about what both those guys, who they are and what they're capable of. Obviously, they were under some pressure. Some of it was, obviously, just issues that we had and Duke did a good job with their pressure packages. And there were some things that we probably held the ball just a little bit, too long in a couple situations. But at the end of the day, I thought both those guys, the response with Brock there, and Luke, being ready to go in and having some positive spark plays. But that position, both those guys are young players. That's quality defense that shows you a lot of different looks, and it's just a great opportunity for them to be able to build upon it and go get better.
Kurt?
I know you made some changes on the offensive line, hoping to spark some things. I think it did time of the run game, but I think the pass blocking seemed to take a step back. What do you make of that unit? It seems like not being able to ever just get entirely on the same page and set up the offense for success.
Yeah, I was proud of some things that I saw in the run game. There was definitely a positive step of what we needed to see. Yes, there was a couple of issues communication-wise, a couple technique things, and then there were a few times you know, guys just got beat, or we had to hold the ball, or we held the ball. You know, whether it was, you know, coverage related or just, you know, eyes related. So, you know, it was, the team, you know, leads the country in TFLs. We knew that it's an aggressive team. It's not, you know, this, that was something that we had to, you know, have a plan for, and I thought, you know, thought we did. But you know, at the end of the day, we still got to go out there. We got to be able to perform in that moment, and you got to give credit to them. I mean, they got us in a couple of long-run situations. They got us in some times that where, you know, they did a good job, and you know, so we got to grow up front. We got to continue to push and be better, and but we'll continue just to go to work at it.
Brendan?
The drops, Mike, are they concentration, technique, a little bit of both?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably a little bit of both, and some. I mean, you know, whether it's, you know, there's a few of them just as focused, and the ball's right there on you, you know, right in front. Your hands are together. You got to just finish the play. I mean, you know, there's times that you get caught looking upfield. You know, obviously we had the touchdown that would be touchdown to Tron. I mean, you're trying to work to catch the ball above your eyes. You know, but you know, we got to finish. We got to finish those plays. You know, Keem had one that with an opportunity. I mean, just, you know, as much as we can go and be aggressive and going to attack the ball, you know, it needs to show up. And you know, we're drilling it, working it. You know, I think that there's probably with some guys, some mental part of it that's you know, they've got to be able to work through it, and you know, just trust the techniques and fundamentals, and have an opportunity to go make the play. And you know, obviously it's opening doors for other guys to go and impact and play, and you know, we got to have better.
Corey?
How much does it hurt, Mike, a quarterback's confidence? I thought Brock's best throw before he got pulled was the third down throw to Malik that he dropped. And then Luke's two best throws obviously were to Kentron and Hakeem, and they were both dropped. How much does that, the better question I think is, how much would it help those quarterbacks for that play? I feel like those plays being made can change the whole complexion of the game, obviously.
It does change the game. I mean, you know, those are opportunities that you have to go and you need to make them. I mean, it's especially going against you know, this defense, and one that's going to be that much, you know, that brings that much pressure, and you know, there's going to be playing quarterback against that defense it presents challenges. And you know, when you're on rhythm, you're on time, you put the ball where it needs to be. You know, we just gotta go be what I believe these guys are, and you got to make those plays in the moment. And so, you know, you talk about the confidence of the quarterback. I mean, it's all, you know, that's the part of this game. I mean, there's gonna be times that you have a good throw, time you have a bad throw, good decision, bad decision. You know, you gotta have each other's back, and you gotta trust that every play is its own play. You gotta be confident in the moment to do that. It's the same thing in all phases. It's defensively. I mean, you gotta, if you're playing on the defensive front, you gotta win your gap. You gotta own your gap. You can't worry with the linebackers happening behind you. They gotta do their job, and you know, you just gotta be confident in the job and responsibility. And when the opportunity shows up, you just gotta go and you gotta seize that moment, and you gotta push to work to get better throughout the course of the contest. But you know, there's no doubt we left plays that were, you know, game-changing plays out there.
Peter?
Coach, thoughts about how the defense performed, especially from the secondary, just holding receivers to no less than 20 yards, and the passing defense.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they battled. I mean, I was really pleased with, you know, the way our defense played. You had the one run just that we gave up on a misfit, you know, but you know, I thought you saw the competition, you know, from the defensive backs. I thought guys, you know, flew around, you know, were disruptive. You know, they're in the run game for the most part. You know, great on third downs. You know, and it's just it's unfortunate that, you know, there were a few plays that they had. You know, I mean, those are still opportunities for us. And you know, like I told those guys, you know, it's a team sport, and it's a team game. And sometimes you get put in good situations, sometimes you get put in tough situations. You know, and I thought those guys, they fought through it all. You know, even, you know, just the encouragement, you know, from our defensive guys to the offense in times of challenge. You know, I appreciated that. You know, even, you here, after the game, in the locker room, I mean, guys, they're all hurting. I mean, it's all, this team cares about each other. It cares about, who we are, where we are, what we represent. I mean, and we know that it's not, the results are not, anywhere near, what they have to be here. And, but we still get the choice to continue to fight, to go get better, to improve, and to continue to lift up the guys you get to do it with. That's what I am proud of our team for that fight. I'm proud of our defense for the way that they battled throughout. And even off, there was nobody on our team that I felt like pulled back or let up at any point. It's just we didn't make the plays necessary, and obviously I got to do a better job in all aspects to make sure that we can go and execute in those moments.
I'll come front row here, right?
Mike, you're an incredibly upbeat guy, but how do you keep frustration from starting to set in back there, and especially when it pertains to maybe trying too hard?
Well, I mean, for us, I mean, I believe in it. I mean, I believe in these players. I believe in what we do and how we do it. You have to evaluate all things, obviously, and it's just it's about the push of trying to go and get better. And I can't allow these guys to get caught up in the record right now, because right now the record is what it is, and but it's still about where we go and what we do with the opportunity that we have in front of us, and that is our focus. And it was our focus last year when we won 13 games. It was the same thing, and because in reality, if you allow yourself to get distracted by the circumstance, you miss out on the opportunity to go get better. And I do think there's been times that even a negative result, negative play, we've allowed that to carry over at times. And you talk about trying too hard, with all the want to. I mean, you gotta believe in those things. You gotta believe in the work, and you gotta believe in that improvement and the ability to go, that you can go make the play. You can you execute in that moment. And I'm an optimistic person, because I'm around them every single day, and I believe in who they are. I believe in the character that they have. I believe in the toughness and the fight that they will show. And nobody wants to be where we are right now, but we are going to continue to fight, and we're going to get better.
We got time for two more. Kurt?
You talked about kind of the offense tonight, and kind of it would seem like a one step forward, 2 steps back. It feels like that's really been a theme of the team in all 3 phases at times through 7 games this season. Like, how do you reckon with a team that compounds mistakes so consistently like this team does, and how do you go about trying to fix that?
You got to focus on the simple things, and I mean, it's not. It's disappointing. I mean, it is. That when you focus on the fundamentals, you focus on the smallest of details, just to try to put ourselves in the best position to allow the ability to take over, to allow those things to show up. But we just have not done a good job of the consistency of that. And like I said, it's coming off the bye, there's a lot of evaluation of what was a huge amount of time focused on the details, extra work of some of those key fundamentals that even in the moment that we don't didn't carry over like we needed to. And what I know is the work. What I know is that the focus on trying to do those little things to the best of our ability. And as you go, I mean, like I said, it's about opportunities. Some guys are going to continue to get more expanded opportunities to show where they are, and obviously some guys that have had a lot of opportunities, they've got to continue to work and get better. But this is we got to go win, and we got to be able to do that by consistent play to what I believe we're capable of.
All right, last one, Corey.
Yeah, Dennis, so it didn't end up resulting in a win, but what did you think of the difference in Brock's play from the first half to the second half? He looked more like the kid against Clemson in the second half. What changed?
He did. I mean, I think that really was something I am proud of, is that he didn't let the moment, and even some of the early results of things. You know, he didn't go out there wanting to turn the ball over. He didn't want to go out there and, you know, there's obviously the one play to the linebacker just absolutely didn't see him, and those are things that you know, obviously we had the fumble, and you know, those are things that you don't picture that coming into it. But you know, even with that result, and you know, Luke getting an opportunity to go in there and play, I was proud of him for being ready, you know, to be able to answer the call there. And when Brock went back in, just seeing him still, you know, poised and able to go out there and play and make some plays to put us in a position. And I thought he was able to do that. You know, unfortunately, you know, it wasn't enough, and we didn't do enough to win that game. But you know, I was proud of his response and the fight and the resiliency that he showed. And it's not shocking to me. You know, much like, you know, I was proud of Luke. You know, just, you know, going in a tough situation. But you know, being able to put the ball in some great places and to be able to operate at a you know, really solid you know, in a solid way. You know, they're in your first action in college against a really talented defense.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, guys.